Hello, and welcome to the next video in the 72DL Plus series. In this video, I'm going to describe how to set up the transducer parameters to measure thin plastic shims. The shims range in thickness from 5 mils in blue, 4 mils in amber, the green is 3 mils, the red is 2 mils thick, the purple is 1.5, and the orange shim is about 1 mil thick. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to click on the burger menu or touch the area and touch My Applications and select Create New. I can give it a name for the application. In this case here, I'm just going to type in plastic 001. I'm going to touch on the close keyboard and then I'm going to click on the next arrow. So what I want to do, first thing I want to select the transducer frequency. I want to make sure it's set to 20 to 125 because I'm using a 125 megahertz transducer. And then I want to select on single layer. This brings me up to the configuration list. The first thing I want to do is select the transducer to make sure it matches what I'm using. In this case here, I want to use the M2104. I could enter a serial number if I wanted to. I also have to select the mode of measurement. We're going to be doing a mode 2 measurement. Make sure that's selected. Next, you can touch on the material tab and we can select the material so we can get a good ballpark velocity. So this is a plastic material. So what I'm going to do is select one of the plastic settings for polyethylene, high density. And the last thing I want to do is check on the resolution. I want that set to high, which it is. And now what I can do is I can press the home key, which is on the left-hand side of the display, just under the adjustment knob. All right, so if I couple to my sample, I can see I'm starting to see some echoes on screen here. I'm not making detection yet, but that's all right. We'll take care of that in a second. So the first thing I want to do is I want to touch on the wave adjust key. And at this point, I want to go in and make sure that I'm making proper detection in the area. So I want to make sure if this is my surface echo off the front of the plastic shim and this is the back wall signal, what I want to do is go ahead and adjust my main bang blank and set that just prior to the occurrence of the surface echo. So if I touch on main bang blank, I can then use the adjustment knob in the top left-hand corner, and I can start to increase this. And as you can see, I'll slowly start to see that move out. If I want to make quicker adjustments or coarse adjustments, I can click it again, and then what will happen is you'll see that it'll start to move a lot faster. So single click is for fine adjustment, a double click underlines it, and it's for coarse adjustment. Now, that's a little too far out, so I'm going to just turn the knob back a little bit, and there we go. Okay, so we're already starting to make detection of echoes, so let's go on to my thick sample, which is about 5 mils, couple to it, and I can see that I'm measuring about 5.5. At this point, my units here are set up to measure and display in inches. But if I want to display it in mils, I can simply just click on the Setup Burger menu, click on Settings, and then go to Measurements and select Display Unit Types. And in case of I want to switch it, which might make it easier, is to switch it to mils. I can then hit the back key or hit the home key under the adjustment knob to return to a measurement screen. So now I'm displaying the measurement in mils, and you can see it's reading 5.48 about thousandths or 4.5 mils. Okay, so let's go down and check the rest of my shims. This was supposed to be reading about 4. I'm going to make sure I have water on the surface. Okay. And the other thing we want to do is let's finish up the adjustments, and I want to check a couple other things. So at this point, what I can do and make it easy on myself is I can actually freeze the display. Underneath the Cal key is a play pause key, and if I press that, I'm going to pause or freeze the display. You can see up in the corner here, the little F is displayed, letting me know that this is frozen. Nice feature about this instrument is because we digitally capture the entire waveform and all the parameters, and we can make adjustments to it without having to be a live signal. So at this point, we want to check the polarity of the signal. The first echo is positive going, and the second echo, the back wall, is negative. So if we click on the adjustment here to go to the second page of parameters, we can go in and make sure that the echo 1 is set at positive and echo 2 is set at negative. Okay, I'm going to hit the play pause key again to go back to a live measurement, and I'm going to check my shims. And this is the 1 mil shim. A little more difficult to couple to this one. You can see there, not quite making detection. So what I want to do is just go back to my adjustment parameters, and I'm going to go to my initial gain, and I'm just going to turn that up a little bit using the knob. Okay, and you can see that I am making proper detection there. So at this point, I just want to check to make sure that I'm making detection on all my shims, as long as I have proper couplant. And I am. Okay, so now I can go ahead and calibrate, but I'm going to cover the calibration in another video. So let's go ahead and make a save of these parameter setups for this transducer. So what I want to do is click on the burger menu, click on Save Application, and I'm going to click on Save. Because we recall the default setup and made changes to it, we need to save it to so that all these changes get saved to the setup. Okay, at this point, we've completed the setup for the single layer thin plastic shims. Thank you very much.